Good evening. আজি মই 2015 ACS ইলেক্ট্ৰিকেল ইঞ্জিনিয়াৰিংৰ কোৱেশ্চন পেপাৰখন কোৱেশ্চন আনসাৰ বিলাক কৈ যাম তো গুটেই একটা কোৱেশ্চনে ইয়াত মই কোৱেশ্চন আনসাৰ কম তো আপোনালোকে ভিডিওটো হেকলৈকে চাব প্ৰথম কোৱেশ্চনটো লৈছো inside a hollow conducting sphere electric field is 0 electric field is non-zero constant electric field changes with the distance from center of the sphere electric field changes with the magnitude of surge on the sphere your correct answer to is option A next question number 2 the magnetic flux density B and the vector magnetic potential A are related as B is equal to inverted delta A is equal to inverted delta B is equal to inverted delta A is equal to inverted delta B. To correct answer to is option A. The velocity of electromagnetic wave in free space is 3 into 10 to the power 11 meter per second. It is ekdom easy question. So 2 into 10 to the power 8, 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second is the correct answer. So option C to correct. Side number question 2. Three concentric conducting spherical surfaces of radii R1, R2 and R3. R1 is less than R2 is less than R3. Carry charges of -1 coulomb, -2 coulombs and 4 coulombs respectively. The charges on the inner and outer surfaces of the outermost sphere will be respectively in coulombs 0, 4, 3, 1, -3, -1, -3, -1. Itu problem to answer to solve koribo lagibo. Correct answer to hobo option B. Next question to the Laplace transform of T is S 1 by S. It is just formula. So option to hobo 1 by S square. So number question 2. Which of the following equations represents Gauss law in homogeneous isotropic medium? It Gauss law to direct di dise. The option to hobo A. The energy density in a static magnetic field is Wm is equal to half Li square, Wm is equal to mu H square, Wm is equal to half of mu H square and half of H mu square. Here option 2 is correct option to option C, half of mu H square. The causes electromagnetic wave polarization, longitudinal nature of electromagnetic wave, transverse nature of electromagnetic wave, reflection, all of the above. Correct answer to hobo option B, mane transverse nature of electromagnetic wave. Question number 9. An electromagnetic field is radiated from conductor carrying a DC current, a capacitor with DC voltage, an oscillating dipole, all of the above. Correct option to hobo option C, an oscillating dipole. Question number 10. Two incandescent light bulbs of 40 watt and 60 watt rating are connected in series across the mains. Then the bulbs together consume 100 watt, the bulbs together consume 50 watt, 60 watt bulb glows brighter, 40 watt bulbs glows brighter. So your option 2 is option 3. It is a general knowledge question. 3 resistors of 6 ohm each are connected as shown in the figure below. Equivalent resistance between x1 and x2 is 2 ohm, 4 ohm, 8 ohm, 12 ohm. এনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ প্ৰবলেম বিলাক সলভ কৰা কিছুমান একদম ইজি মেথড আছে উইদিন মানে 30 সেকেন্ডৰ ভিতৰত এনসাৰটো ওলাই যায় তো সেইবিলাক পাছত ডিসকাস কৰিম এতিয়া ইয়াৰ কাৰেক্ট এনসাৰটো হৈছে 2 ohm Question number 12 hole jao ami. An RLC series circuit has F1 and F2 as the half power frequencies and F0 as the resonant frequency. The Q factor of the circuit is given by, eto direct formula pra aise Q factor, F1 by F2 by 2 F0, F1 minus F0 divided by F2 minus F0, F0 by F1 minus F0, F1 minus F2 divided by F0. Correct option to hobo option C. The transient response of the initially relaxed network shown in the figure below. Eto transient response question. I is equal to V by R e to the power minus t by CR. Next option B plus 1 by CR as e to the power. Next option C as 1 minus e to the power minus t by CR. And D 1 plus e to the power minus t by CR. So correct option to hobo A. Eto solve korile ulai jabo direct. The difference between the indicated value and the true value of a quantity is gross error, absolute error, dynamic error, relative error. Eto is option B to correct answer. Eto measurement question. What capacitance must be placed in series with a 15 microfarad capacitor to give a total capacitance of 5 microfarad? Option kita hoise 5 microfarad, 7.5, 10, 15 microfarad. So correct option to ahibo eto calculate koribo lagibo 7.5 microfarad ahibo answer. 16 number question to, an indicating instrument is more sensitive if its torque to weight ratio is much larger than unity, of the order of unity, much less than unity, almost 0. So correct option to hobo much larger than unity. 17 number question to, the sine wave output of a function generator is fed to both the horizontal and vertical inputs of a CRO. The pattern on the CRO screen is a circle, an ellipse, a straight line with 45-degree slope, a semiconductor. Eto Lysage's pattern or question hoy. So correct option to hobo option C, a straight line with 45-degree slope. Which one of the following bridges is used for measurement of dielectric loss and power factor of a capacitor? Maxwell's bridge, Anderson's bridge, de Chatoi's bridge, sharing bridge. Of correct option to hoy option D, sharing bridge. এই ব্ৰিজৰ পৰা এটলিষ্ট এটা কুৱেশ্যনটো প্ৰত্যেকবাৰেই মানে APSC আহি তো সেইটো কাৰণে প্ৰত্যেকখন ব্ৰিজ মানে মেক্সৱেল ব্ৰিজ, এণ্ডাৰছন ব্ৰিজ, ডে চিট্ৰেছ ব্ৰিজ, শ্বেয়াৰিং ব্ৰিজ, তেনেকৈ যিকেইখন ব্ৰিজ আছে গোটেইকেইখন ব্ৰিজ মানে ভালকৈ এবাৰ যদি ৰিভাইজ কৰি যোৱা যায় এটলিষ্ট এটা কুৱেশ্যনটোতো কাৰেক্ট হ'ব 100% চিয়'ৰ. A system can be completely described by a transfer function if it is non-linear and continuous, linear and time varying, non-linear and time invariant, linear and time invariant. Here correct answer no hobo linear and time invariant. Question number 20. A high frequency AC signal is applied to a permanent magnet moving coil instrument. If the RMS value of the AC signal is 2 volt, the reading of the instrument will be 0, 2 volt, 2 root 2 volt, 4 root 2 volt. So here to calculation koribo lagibo. So correct answer to option 0 ahibo. Sorry, A ahibo option 0, value to 0. Which of the following is usually not the generating voltage? 6.6 kV, 9.9 kV, 11 kV, 13.2 kV. So ikita ami মানে অলৰেডি সবে জানো নৰ্মেলি যিমান অল্টাৰনেটৰ আছে 11 kV টো কমন হয় মোষ্টলি 11 kV ভোল্টেজটো জেনাৰেট হয় আৰু 6.6 kV টো দেখা যায় আৰু 13.2 kV টো দেখা যায় কিন্তু 9.9 kV দেখা নাযায় তো হেতু কাৰ 9.9 kV টো কাৰেক্ট আনসাৰ ট্ৰান্সপোৰ্টেশন অফ এ ট্ৰান্সমিশন লাইন ইজ ডান reduce skin effect, reduce line loss, reduce corona, balance the voltage drop. So transportation of a transposition of a transmission line is done. So eto ami sobai jano transposition kele kore to option to hoise D. Balance the voltage drop. Transient disturbances are due to switching operations, load variations, faults, any of the above. To any of the above to correct answer. Which of the following is the most dangerous short circuit? Line to line short circuit, dead short circuit, line to ground short circuit, line to line and ground short circuit. So correct option, dead short circuit. Isolators are used to disconnect a circuit when line is on full load, line is energized, circuit breaker is not open, there is no current in the line. So correct option to hobo option D. Itu olob ephale loi lile bhal hobo. 26 number question to insulation coordination for ultra high voltage lines above 500 kV is done based on lightning surges and switching surges, all types of traveling waves. So correct option to hobo switching surges. The stability of a system is not affected by reactance of line, losses, reactance of generator, output torque. So correct option to hobo losses. The function of steel wire in an ACSR conductor is to compensate for skin effect, take care of surges, provide additional mechanical strength, reduce inductance. So it is always provide additional mechanical strength. And ACSR full form to is aluminum conductor steel reinforced. So correct option to option C. The generating station has a maximum demand of 30 megawatt, a load factor of 60% and a plant capacity factor of 50%. The reverse capacity of the plant is 5 megawatt, 4 megawatt, 6 megawatt, 10 megawatt. So correct option to 6 megawatt. Etu answer koribo lagibo aru etu type of question ahiboi ahibo. Karon protektu pari dekha jay je ki at least utilization factor, plant capacity factor ebilak protekkon question paper at least eta question dekha jay. Next question to 30. In a load duration curve for an integrated power system, the uppermost crest represents the energy distributed by which one of the following? Base power stations, major thermal stations, peaking hydro or gas turbine stations, non-conventional power stations. So correct answer is option D, non-conventional power stations. 31 number question to the rating of a three-phase power system is given as RMS phase voltage, peak phase voltage, RMS line to line voltage, peak line to line voltage. Correct option to option C, RMS line to line voltage. 32 number question to the number of discs in a string of insulators for a 400 kV overhead transmission line is in the range of 32 to 33, 22 to 23, 15 to 16, 9 to 10. It is ekdom correct answer count 400 kV to line voltage. Jodi hoy ami phase voltage to calculate koribo lagibo or phase voltage calculate divided by 11 korile hol. So enukwa dhৰণৰ question pray ahe. 33 number question to hoise ki corona loss increases with decrease in conductor size and increase in supply frequency. Increase in both conductor size and supply frequency, decrease in both conductor size and supply frequency, increase in conductor size and decrease in supply frequency. So correct option to hobo option A. Galloping in transmission line conductors arises due to asymmetrical layers of ice formation, vortex phenomenon in light winds, heavy weight of line conductors, adaptation of horizontal conductor configuration. So etu ami sobai jano asymmetrical layers of ice formation. Galloping mane hoise ki etu conductor to jitu anike lori thake to hetu asymmetrical layers of ice formation karone hoy mainly. 35 number question to transient state stability is generally improved by using high speed governors on machines, using low inertia machines, dispensing with natural grounding, any of the above. So correct option to is option A. 36 number question to in a controlled rectifier a freewheeling diode is necessary if the load is inductive, capacitive, resistive, any of the above. Eto ami sobai jano inductive hole karon tat charge accumulation hoi thake jodi freewheeling diode to thake discharge hoi jay. So 37 number question to in a single phase semi converter the number of thyristors is 16, 8, 4, 2. Correct option to hobo D mane duta. In a single phase full converter B2 connection the number of thyristors are 32, 16, 8, 4. Correct option to option D. Static voltage equalization is series connected SCRs. It in hobo lagis actually. Static voltage equalization in series connected SCRs is obtained by the use of one resistor across the string, resistors of different values across each silicon control rectifier, resistors of same value across each silicon control rectifier, one resistor in series with the string. So correct option to hobo resistors of same value across SCR. SCR पर हेबार दुटा question आइसे. To turn off an SCR, it is necessary to reduce its current to less than trigger current, holding current, break over current, latching current. Correct option to hobo holding current. It latching current, holding current or kiban hoy kiba to question dekha jay pray. 41 number question to which one of the following is called DC transformer? Inverter, chopper, dual converter, cyclo converter. It is बहुत common question है. Chopper to answer. Turn of time of thyristor depends upon stored charge in the junction, is a constant, depends on load, any of the above. So correct option to is depends upon stored charge in the junction. UJT is normally used for firing of thyristor, commutation of thyristor, both firing and commutation of thyristor, loading of thyristor. Correct option to hobo option A. Next, surrealist number question to heat sinks are normally used for series connected SCRs, parallel connected SCRs, both series and parallel connected SCRs, any of the above. So series connection your correct answer to is parallel connected SCRs. 45 number question to pole changing method of speed control is used in slip ring induction motor, DC shunt motor, DC series motor, squirrel cage induction motor. It is sobai jane option D to correct answer. A shunt generator produces 450 ampere at 230 volt. The resistance of shunt field and armature are 50 ohm and 0.025 ohm respectively. The armature voltage drop will be 11.39 volt, 22.7 volt, 31.6. ये तो answer to करिब লাগিব बहुत easy answer कारण केले एनुका धৰণৰ easy question get বা এনুকা ধৰণৰ exam বিলাকত নিদিয়ে কিন্তু আমি APSC প্ৰায় দেখিবলৈ পাওঁ তো হেতু কাৰণে এইবিলাক বেসিক বিলাক পঢ়িব লাগিব সো কাৰেক্ট অপচন তো আহিব 11.39 47 number question to which of the following windings on DC generator is preferred for generating large currents? Lap winding, progressive wave winding, retrogressive wave winding, simple wave winding. Your correct option double lap winding. The armature voltage control is considered as suitable in case the DC machine is driven at constant torque, constant speed, constant load, constant current. Correct option to hobo constant torque. Hysteresis loss in DC machine depends upon volume and grade of iron, maximum value of flux density, frequency of magnetic reversals, all of the above. So correct option to option D. Question number 50. The direction of rotation of shunt generator can be reversed by interchanging supply terminals polarity of field windings, polarity of armature and field windings, all of the above. So correct option to hobo option B, polarity of field winding. 51 number question to neglecting all losses, how is the developed torque of a DC separately excited motor operating under constant terminal voltage related to its output power P? Etu just eta formula hoy. Torque is directly proportional to root over P, directly proportional to P square. T square is directly proportional to P cube. T is independent of P. So it is simply directly proportional. Option B to correct answer. 52 number question to if the applied voltage of a transformer primary is increased by keeping the V by F ratio fixed, then the magnetizing current and the core loss will respectively decrease and remain the same. Increase and decrease, both remain the same and increase. So correct option to hobo remain the same and increase. 53 number question to can a 50 Hz transformer be used for 25 Hz if the input voltage is maintained constant at the rated value corresponding to 50 Hz? So option kita, yes, since the voltage is constant, current level will not change. Second option, no, flux will be doubled, which will drive the core to excessive saturation. Option C, no, owing to decreased resistance of transformer, input current will be doubled at the load. Option D, yes, at constant voltage, insulation will not be overstressed. So এনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ কুৱেশ্যন লগত প্ৰায় কনফিউজ হোৱা যায়, তো সেইটো কাৰণে ডাইৰেক্ট মানে কনচেপ্টটো বুজি পাব লাগিব, তেতিয়া অটোমেটিক্যালি গম পাব যে অপশ্যন বি টু কাৰেক্ট এনসাৰ. 54 number question to a 10 kVA 400 volt by 200 volt single phase transformer with a resistance of 3% and reactance of 6% is supplying a current of 50 ampere to a resistive load. The voltage across the load is eto calculate koribo lagibo. To option to ahibo 194 volt. Which three-phase connection can be used in a transformer to introduce a phase difference of 30 degree between its input and corresponding input line voltage? Etu three-phase transformer bibhinno dhoroner connection buli kohile janibo lagibo, tetia answer to koribo paribo. A correct option to ahibo star delta. 56 number question to a single phase 10 kVA 2000 volt per 200 volt 50 Hz transformer is connected to form an auto transformer as shown in the figure below. Eto problem koribo lagibo actually, enake koi thakile lav nai. To koile yar answer to ahibo option D. Eto apply kori chabo D number to correct hoy na noy. Eto dekhai disu ebar diagram to. 57 number question to is short circuit test is to be performed on a single phase 2 kVA 230 by 230 volt transformer. What should be the range of the emitter to be connected on the secondary side of the transformer? Eto ekebare simple question, just formula put kori dile hoi answer to ahibo 0 to 10 ampere. 58 number question to in case of alternators the dark and bright lamp method is used for load balancing, load transfer, phase correction, synchronizing. Eto ami synchronizing or electrical machine labor experiment koribo lage, to eto sobi jana. Option D to correct answer. 59 number question to the speed of synchronous motor can be varied by varying its excitation, supply voltage, load, supply frequency. So D2 is the correct answer. Synchronous motor ba alternator upor pray question ahe. So hetu eta bahut mane important topic karon kele synchronous motor ami bibhinno dhoroner power factor karone use kori paru, lagging, leading, unity, hetu karone tar upor at least question pray dekha jay. 60 number question to Hunting of a synchronous motor may be due to pulsating torque of driven equipment, reciprocating type of load, pulsating in power supply, any of the above. So any of the above to correct answer. 61 number question to the resistance of a diode is equal to ohmic resistance of P and N semiconductors, junction resistance, reverse resistance, algebraic sum of A and B. So correct option to hobo ohmic resistance of P and N semiconductors. A tunnel diode shortcut diode ebilogor pore eta question praye aha dekha jay. Tunnel diode, shortcut diode aru ki asile diode. Tunnel diode, shortcut diode ekita sabse beshi important tar upor question ahe praye. So a tunnel diode is a high resistivity PN junction diode, a very heavily doped PN junction diode, a slow switching device used with reverse bias. So B2 is a correct answer. The leakage current ICBO flows in the emitter base and collector lead, the emitter and base lead, the emitter and collector lead, the base and collector lead. Correct option to hobo the base and collector lead. 64 number question to the type of multivibrator used for generation of clock pulse is a stable multivibrator, bistable multivibrator, monostable multivibrator, both A and B. So correct option to hobo D. 65 number question to the oscillator whose frequency is changed by a variable DC voltage is known as a VCO, a crystal oscillator, an Armstrong oscillator, a piezoelectric device. So correct option to hobo a voltage control oscillator or a VCO. 66 number question to the transfer function y by r of the system shown in the figure below. Figure to bhalke dekhai disu. Etu figure your transfer function uliabo lage. Just simple duta heriota ulai jabo duta step ote. To jodi kora jay tete hol answer option to ahibo B 1 by s plus 1. The transfer function of a system is given as etu transfer function dia ase. The system is an overdamped system, an underdamped system, a critically damped system, an unstable system. Here zeta value to uliale bole ba zeta value to uliale ami pam a critically damped system to correct answer hobo. 68 number question to two coupled coils with L1 is equal to L2 is equal to 0.6 Henry have a coupling coefficient K is equal to 0.8. The turn ratio N1 by N2 is 4 to 1 0.5. To correct answer to 1. Here mane turn ratio to hoy eto important question. Our next ami coupling capacity mutual inductance uliwa jitu formula hetu mane logota sai lobo karon etu bahut important hoy. The power in a 3-phase 4-wire circuit can be measured by using 1 wattmeter, 2 wattmeter, 3 wattmeter, 4 wattmeter. Etu to common sense kotha. 3-phase 4-wire hole mane ami 3 wattmeter use kobo lagibo. 70 number question to the frequency band from 30 megahertz to 300 megahertz is of audio frequency, radio frequency, video frequency, very high frequency oscillator. So correct option to hobo D. In high frequency region, an amplifier behaves like a band pass filter, low pass filter, high pass filter, any of the above. So correct option to hobo low pass filter. 71 to hoy gol. 72. Feedback oscillators have a closed loop gain of. It is just formula. Your correct option to hobo Z by 1 minus Z is. A 30 kilometer long transmission line carrying power at 33 kV is known as short transmission line, long transmission line, high power line, ultra high power line. So correct option to short transmission line. Can you get a frequency value to diya nai no? তো লেছ দেন 50 কিলোমিটাৰ হৈ যোৱাৰ লগে লগে শ্বৰ্ট ট্ৰান্সমিশ্যন লাইন হ'ব যদি ফ্ৰিকুৱেঞ্চি ভেলু দিয়া থাকে তেতিয়াহ'লে ফ্ৰিকুৱেঞ্চি আৰু লাইন লেংথটো মাল্টিপ্লাই কৰিব লাগিব সেইটো কাৰণে এইকেইটা চাই যাব কোনকেইটা ৰেঞ্জত শ্বৰ্ট পৰে কোনটো ৰেঞ্জত মিডিল পৰে কোনটো ৰেঞ্জত লং পৰে সেইটো ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট হয় 74 নম্বৰ কুৱেশ্যনটো হুইচ অফ দ্য ফলোইং ভল্টেজ ৰেগুলেশ্যন ইজ কনচিডাৰ্ড টু বি দ্য বেষ্ট 2% 30% 70% 98% চ' কাৰেক্ট অপশ্যনটো হ'ব এ মানে 2% এইটো হিন্টছটো দিয়া আছে ঠিক আছে বাৰু 75 নম্বৰ কুৱেশ্যনটো A three-phase delta-connected symmetrical load consumes P watt of power from a balanced supply. If the same load is connected in Y to the same supply, then the power consumed is P by 3, P, root 3P, 3P. So, correct option to hobo B. 76 number question to the horsepower obtained from the motor shaft is called IHP, BHP, useful output, overall output. So, correct option to hobo brake horsepower or BHP. 77 number question to zero sequence currents can flow from a line to into a transformer bank if the windings are grounded star delta, delta star, star grounded star, delta delta. So, correct option to hobo A. Next 78 number question to maximum power will be transferred from the sending end to the receiving end by a transmission line when line reactance is root 3 times its reactance, that is x is equal to root 3r, torque angle delta is equal to 90 degree both A and B, neither A nor B. So, এইটো আমি জানো যে কি ট্ৰান্সমিশ্যনৰ পাৱাৰ ট্ৰান্সমিশ্যনৰ ফৰ্মুলাটো সবেই জানে sending end voltage receiving end voltage divided by impedance into sin delta. So, সেইটো কাৰণে দুইটা ফেক্টৰি লাগিবই তো অপশ্যন সি টু কাৰেক্ট আনসাৰ both A and B. If the positive, negative and zero sequence reactances of an equivalent of an element of a power system are 0.3 per unit, 0.3 per unit and 0.8 per unit respectively, then the element would be a synchronous generator, synchronous motor, static load, transmission line. So, correct option to option D, transmission line. Question number 80, what is the preferred type of circuit breaker to be installed in extra high voltage AC system? Bulk oil circuit breaker, air blast circuit breaker, vacuum circuit breaker, sulfur hexafluoride circuit breaker. So, option 2 is SF6 circuit breaker. Etu azikali enuka ta question ahibo pare GIS substation jibilak ase mane gas insulated substation hebilakot kuntu dhoroner gas use kore to aru enuka dhoroner hudibo pare নহলে hudibo pare ki out of which of the gases which one is the electronegative gas tetia hole ami likhibo lagbo je ki SF6 gas to tenuka dhoroner SF6 gasor logo related kiba kibi question hudhato pray mane dekha jay the binary equivalent of 11.627510 etu binary to decimal to binary conversion ami koribo lagibo tetia B to correct answer olabo. What does the boolean expression etu ami solve koribo lagibo ebilak bostu boolean expression bahut simple hoy horu horu duita man formula ase ekita side le mane ekbar easily koribo pari to. So, option D to correct olabo A bar plus D. 83 number question, which one of the following logic operation is performed by the digital circuit shown in the figure below? So, X nor, sorry, prothom hoise nor, tapa ase nen, tapa XOR, tapa OR. Option C to ahibo XOR. 84 number question to feedback control system are insensitive to both forward and backward path parameter changes, less sensitive to feedback path parameter changes than to forward path parameter changes, less sensitive to forward path parameter changes than to feedback path parameter changes, equally sensitive to forward and feedback path parameter changes. So correct option to hobo option C. 85 number question to two generators rated at 200 megawatt and 400 megawatt are operating in parallel. Both governors have a group of 4%. Then the total load is 300 megawatt. They share the load as suffix 1 is used for 200 megawatt generator and suffix 2 is used for 400 megawatt generator. It alternator parallel operation, coherent mode, incoherent mode like to ami already discuss korisu agote theory class. To hetu karone ebilak problem just formula put kori dile hol. So correct option to ahibo option A. For a synchronous generator connected to an infinite bus through a transmission line, how are the change of voltage and a change of frequency related to the active power P and reactive power Q? So option kita hoise delta V is proportional to P and delta F to Q. V is proportional to Q, delta F to P. Both delta V and delta F are proportional to P. Both delta V and delta F are proportional to Q. এনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ কুৱেশ্যন লগত প্ৰায় কনফিউজ হৈ যোৱা যায় এইটো কাৰণে কনচেপ্টটো ক্লিয়াৰ থাকিব লাগিব তেতিয়া আনসাৰ কৰিব পাৰিব ডেল্টা ভি ইজ প্ৰপোৰ্শনেল টু কিউ এণ্ড ডেল্টা এফ টু পি 87 number question to when there is a change in load in a power station having a number of generator units operating in parallel, the system frequency is controlled by adjusting the steam input to the units, adjusting the field excitation to the generators, changing the load divisions between the units, injecting reactive power at the station busbar. So correct option to hobo option A. 88 number question to in order to have a lower cost of electrical energy generation, load factor and diversity factor should be low. Load factor should be low and diversity factor be high. Load factor should be high and diversity factor should be low. Both load factor and diversity factor should be high. So correct option to hobo D. 89 number question to a balanced three-phase induction motor runs at slip S. If omega s is the synchronous speed, what is the relative speed between the stator MMF and rotor MMF? It is a set of formula. Option to D2. Correct answer 0. What is the frequency of rotor current of a 50 Hz induction motor operating at 2% slip? 1 Hz, 100 Hz, 2 Hz, 50 Hz. So correct option 1 Hz. Which motor is most suitable for electric traction? DC shunt motor, DC series motor, DC compound motor, universal motor. Correct option to hobo DC series motor. Itu ekdom birat common question prottekto porikkhate enuka dhonor mane traction word to thakile ami DC series motor kotha monot pelaboi lage aro. What is the Z transform of the signal xn is equal to alpha derivative n un? Etu ami Z transformer equation kita sai jabo lagibo to tetia hole etu koribo paribo option C to correct answer. Z transform আৰু লাপ্লাছ ট্ৰান্সফৰ্ম এই দুইটাৰ যিকেইটা ফৰ্মুলা আছে প্ৰায় 9টা ফৰ্মুলা আছে জেড ট্ৰান্সফৰ্মৰ 9টা আৰু লাপ্লাছ ট্ৰান্সফৰ্ম 9টা একদম বেসিক যিকেইটা 9টা সেই কিটা যদি মনত ৰাখি যায় তেতিয়া হলে তাৰ পৰা হাজি কোনো কোৱেশ্চন কৰিব পাৰিব মাইক্ৰো প্ৰগ্ৰামিং ইজ ইউজড ইন মাইক্ৰোকন্ট্ৰোলাৰ 8085 8086 all of the above option to D. Accumulator is counter, register, keyboard, both counter and register. So option to B, register. In a lead acid battery during charging, anode becomes whitish in color. Voltage drops. Specific gravity of acid increases. The cell gives out energy. Option C to correct answer. For the wave shown in the figure below, the average value is C 1.15 কাৰণ এটো দেখিলে গম পাই যায় 1 to 2 আছে 1 পৰা 2 ভিতৰত সেইটো হাফ ডাইৰেক্ট আহিয়ে যাব The wavelength of a wave propagating in a waveguide is smaller than the free space wavelength, greater than the free space wavelength, directly proportional to the group velocity, inversely proportional to the phase velocity. Waveguide question বিলাক মই কেতিয়াও নকৰোঁ পৰীক্ষাত কাৰণ কেলে মই ইমান ভালকৈ নাজানো so ইয়াৰ correct answer হ'ব smaller than the free space wavelength. A practical current source is represented by a resistance in series with an ideal current, a resistance in parallel with ideal current. এনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ কুৱেশ্যন প্ৰায় আহে একদম কমন হয় এইটো কুৱেশ্যন so এইটো কুৱেশ্যনৰ কাৰেক্ট আনচাৰ হ'ব ৰেজিষ্টেঞ্চ ইন পেৰেলেল উইথ এন আইডিয়েল কাৰেণ্ট চ'ৰ্চ কাৰণ বেছিক ইলেক্ট্ৰিকেল ইঞ্জিনিয়াৰিং কুৱেশ্যন এইটো when reading is taken at half scale in the instrument the error is exactly equal to half of full scale error, equal to full scale error, less than full scale error, more than full scale error. এইটো এনচাৰটো মই দিয়া নাই যোনে যোনে মোৰ ভিডিঅ' চাব কাইণ্ডলি কমেণ্ট ছেকশ্যনৰ ইয়াৰ এনচাৰবিলাক দিব আপোনালোকে এনচাৰবোৰ দিলে মানে মোৰ নেক্সট কুৱেশ্যনবোৰখন দিবলৈ ভাল লাগে একচুৱেলি সেইটো কাৰণে আৰু ইভেন তাত নিদিলেও মোক ফোন কৰি ক'ব যে কি ইয়াৰ এনচাৰটো আমুক বুলি তেতিয়াও হ'ব question number 100 last question the power of a solar cell is supplied at a voltage of 5 to 6 volt 0.5 to 0.6 volt 50 to 60 volt 220 volt to 440 volt এইটো আমি ৰিনিউৱেবল এনাৰ্জি ছাবজেক্টটো এইবিলাকে আমি পঢ়িছিলোঁ একেৰাহে এইটো একদম ভেৰি বেছিক কুৱেশ্যন তো ইয়াৰ এনচাৰটোতো আপোনালোকে পাৰিব তো এটলিষ্ট এইটো কুৱেশ্যনৰ এনচাৰটো কমেণ্টত লিখিব আদাৰৱাইজ মোক ফোন কৰি ক'ব চ' এতিয়া এইবিলাক মানে যিহেতু টাইম বেছি নাই কাৰণে মানে বহুত কুইকলি মানে ডিছকাছ মানে এইখিনি কৈ দিছোঁ এনচাৰবিলাক তো এইবিলাক ইলেক্ট্ৰিকেল ইনস্পেক্টৰ পৰীক্ষাটো হৈ যোৱাৰ পাছত মই ভাবিছোঁ যে কি কুৱেশ্যনবিলাক মানে ভালকৈ ছল্ভ কৰি এনালাইজ কৰি কেনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ কুৱেশ্যনত কেনেকৈ মানে কৰিব লাগে ইজিলি আৰু কোনবিলাক প্ৰবেবল কুৱেশ্যন বিভিন্ন ধৰণৰ আহিবলগীয়া এক্সামবিলাকৰ কাৰণে তো সেইবিলাক কুৱেশ্যনো মই মানে ডিছকাছ কৰিম বুলি ভাবিছোঁ তো ঠিক আছে থেংক ইউ গুড নাইট